10 Minutes to Joy is your weekly invitation to reset, recharge, and rediscover your most joyful self through aha moments and simple energy techniques. You're listening to holistic psychotherapist Sylvia Plester-Silk. I've worked with individuals, couples, and groups. From parole officer to private practice, I've learned many lessons and am ready to share. Today, we're talking about the power of the energy of words. I don't know if any of you have read this book, The Miracle of Water by Dr. Emoto. Excuse me. It is a powerful book. Simply what he did was he took water molecules and taped different words to them and then froze them and then looked at them underneath a microscope. And what he discovered is that the words that were of a positive, more loving vibration had more beautiful frozen pictures that came with them. Words like hate actually look a little bit like vomit, pardon my language, and ugly as well. Beautiful has a beautiful tinge to it. And what we can take from his work is how much what we say and how we say it, often to ourselves, but also to other people or children around us or clients, for those of you in the helping professions. The way we say things and the words that we choose have very specific and different vibrations. When we go into a blame shame kind of vibration with ourselves or someone else, it's to get really uber technical, an ugly or icky energy that comes with that. It's very heavy energy, it's very intense energy, and it's a bit of a clingy energy. It's harder to shake off as a dog would shake off after coming out of the water. And yet, if we use words that are much more loving and encouraging, we will help uplift other people, including ourselves. So, next time you make a boo-boo or you say something awkward or you do something that just really isn't kind, like the other day I wasn't feeling great and I fell into nagging my husband. So I drove home from the cottage, and as I was driving, I called him to apologize for my behavior and acknowledge his strengths. So it's not ideal that I nagged him. I'm not saying that's a good, healthy behavior. It certainly is not. And it was a behavior I thought that I had let go of. Clearly, on a rough day, I can fall back into that behavior and need to be a little bit more aware of what I'm saying and how I'm saying things. So this is, they say we teach what we need to learn. How can we then look at ourselves from a lens? And I'm not asking about toxic positivity here, because certainly it was 100% unacceptable that I was nagging. That behavior was unhealthy. There was nothing healthy or helpful about it. And yet I engaged in it for probably half an hour. Off and on, not constant. So we make amends. But then a healthy amends or apology means that we actually say, I'm sorry, what we're sorry for, and we work to change the behavior. So now it's up to me to really look at what was happening for me. What were the elements for me? I was tired. I was having an allergic reaction to some bug bites that was intense. And I was less than at my ultimate. Okay, so when I'm like that, I need to be vigilant to be kind, A, to myself and also to other people. So I need to do some depatterning about that so that I can be more kind to myself and use more loving words towards myself. And when I acknowledged that I had done that, I didn't go, "Oh, you stupid, blah, blah, blah." And I wasn't abusive to myself. I just was like, "Oh, I just fell into nagging behavior and I'm not okay with that. I want to take responsibility for that." So again, what are the words that you're using on yourself? Because I think that's so key. I often talk with clients about being a non-judgmental witness and sort of imagining by their outside themselves, just listening and tuning in for what are the words that you're actually using. So rather than going, "I'm going to go undercover and figure this out," it's just like very gently being there and just playing witness to yourself. What are the words I'm saying? How am I saying this? And starting to notice, because those are one of the ways that we can discover those patterns that we need to shift. So for me, I used to be like a class A nagger. I was so skilled and I did it so regularly. I could have gotten a medal. I don't know if you can see me blush as I say this, but I certainly am. I'm not proud of that fact in the least. So I've done a lot of depatterning and shifting around how I act and the nagging thing, and every so often it shows up in the most uncomfortable spots. And so there's another layer for me to work at, and that's okay. I can do that. I have the skills and the techniques to go in and I can go in and just go, okay, the nagging behavior. And I can feel the constriction in my tummy, and I can just breathe into it and just allow myself to feel it. And then I can say, release, 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 and see that constriction going up into the heavens, the healing gardens, to the light, whatever your belief system is. And now, taking a nice deep breath, I have let go of that place which I nagged from. I'll see if that's enough. I may later go in and do even more deeper work. So sometimes it's shifting is just, oh, there's a pattern of behavior I don't like. Those are words that I'm using on myself that are not loving and kind, that would have a negative or yucky vibration. Where do I feel that when I'm using those words in my body? And it may be you go into your stomach or wherever it is for you, and you're aware it's linked to something else. Maybe all of a sudden you feel like you're a 4-year-old child. That means probably there was an experience that you had at 4 that is linked in. And so you need to go back to that 4-year-old self and do some work. And that might and often means that you need a facilitator. So even I'm still getting facilitated after 30 years of intensive energy work. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You can give me a shout if you're in Ontario and I can work with you. You can buy my book, and it certainly has techniques. And there's certainly many other people out there that do similar work to me. Not quite the same way that I do it. They'll have their own style, and that's perfect. So really looking at, again, how do we be more kind to ourselves? We talk about using affirmations. I'm not sure if I believe they completely work, but I know that they don't cause harm. I remember Natalie Palamidal Thomas speaking and saying, up until now, I used to say, or up until now, I believe. And I kind of like that qualifier. Up until this moment, this is my understanding. From this moment forward, I have a different understanding and a different intention. So using an affirmation to help you move forward or to give permission or to elevate your energy temporarily so that you can have the courage to go in and do the deeper work can be really, really helpful. Again, going back to Dr. Emoto's work, and it's Dr. Emoto, Emoto, and I encourage you to look out. You will see there's naysayers on the internet, but aren't there always? And check out the pictures that he's taken. They're quite phenomenal to look at. And it helps you to sort of think about, wow, when I'm really critical of myself, these are the kinds of energies I'm putting in my body. Let's stop that. Let's stop doing a number on ourselves and on other people. Because as we start to treat ourselves with more loving respect, it flows out into our relationships, and how other people treat us starts to shift as well. So this week, how can you be more positive? What That's a wrap for today, folks. I would encourage you to like and share this episode with somebody that could have value from learning this. That's all for today. Remember, your emotional freedom isn't found in controlling everything around you, but in releasing what no longer serves you. Each breath is an invitation to let go and embrace your most authentic self. Have a great week. See you next week on 10 Minutes to Joy.